YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got 6 games tonight on October 28th. I got 4 picks against the spread for you guys, and then 3 player props as well that I want to get into. We got to improve upon that record. We are 23-21 against the spread this season, and we're up units just because of how hot we were with player props to start the year. So I figured we mix in some more player props because we had not touched any player props in the past couple of days, but we might as well just jump right into it. Tonight, we have the Hawks at Wizards. Both these teams just played yesterday. The Wizards beat my Celtics. Nice. But I like the Hawks here. The Hawks opened up at 1.5 favorites. I think they're around a -2 right now. So if it's moving in that direction, I might get in on it before it goes to 2.5. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on it. But Hawks -2. Hawks -2. The over/under is 222. I'm not touching the total here. I will say when I plug these teams into my sheet, even before accounting for a back-to-back, it was saying it was a 213-point game. So take that information if you want it. I'm not playing the over/under here, but I'm riding with the Hawks simply because on a back-to-back with both teams here, the Hawks are by far the better defensive team. They're one of the top defensive efficiency teams. I'm going to trust that versus, both these teams can score a lot of points. So I'm riding with the Hawks -2. That one's on the ticket. And guys, make sure you do keep an eye on that pinned comment. Lines will move a half point or something like that, and I don't always get my games in, my bets in until before the game because I want to see that line direction. And we're recording this right now at 4:30 a.m. So it's like a lot can happen between now and then, especially with injuries or anything like that. So just keep an eye on that pinned comment for the final ticket. And unless you really, really like a number, which it definitely happens, like this Hawks -2, I'll probably play early. It's not going to kill you to wait to see if anything happens. It's the NBA. Anything can happen. A guy can just decide to not play tonight. So I would recommend that. Just keep an eye on that pinned comment. Moving on to the Pistons, Sixers. Sixers 10.5-point favorites. I think that makes total sense. I would lean Sixers here. I'm not touching this game though. It seems like it could be a trap game. I stayed away from the Minnesota and Bucks game, and wouldn't you know it, that was a trap game. So I'm gonna trust my trap instinct here. Same thing. I got that same vibe that no kidding, the Pistons should lose to the Sixers, but who knows? So I'm staying away from that one. I will say my sheet did have that as a 206-point ball game. So pretty low scoring. If you guys do want to consider the under, again, that's just a lean for me. It's definitely not something that's making the final ticket because who knows what can happen in that type of thing. I don't always trust the super low analytics there for the over/under, so I'm staying away from it. But I figure I'd give you guys the information that I have. Moving on to Jazz Rockets. The line is -9 Jazz. Total is 222.5. I love Utah here, and I don't know if I should because that's a big number to cover. But Utah is by far the better team. By far the better team. And we've seen worse teams beat the Rockets by double digits. So I am going to be riding with Utah here. It seems like it could be a trap game, but I'm going to be trusting the way more talented team here. I love Utah -9. I think that could easily be an 11.5-point spread, So I'm riding with Utah -9. The total was 222.5. My sheet brought it to 218. That's too close for me to say, oh, let's lean under. So I'm staying away from the total there. Next up, we have Knicks and Bulls. I want to have action on this game. I do. As an NBA consumer that's going to be watching the game 100%, I want to have action on this game. I don't know what to go with. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this. Maybe it makes the final ticket, but I literally could do research for hours and find reasons why both of these teams could beat the other team. It's crazy. I think this is going to be a really good ball game. If anything, I am leaning over to 215, but the thing is, both these teams can play good defense, but then they can go out and get in a shootout if need be. They're both good offensively. This is probably one that I'm going to sit on the sidelines and just enjoy the natural NBA basketball product that we have, and I might not have any action on it or juice on it. I wish I did. I wish I had a strong opinion, but I'm bouncing back and forth right now. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of that Chicago-New York game. Moving on to Spurs Mavericks, and I really love this one. The Spurs are getting 6.5 points. The total is 221.5. I'm going with the Spurs. I think the Spurs have shown that they can be competitive, and against a team like the Mavericks, if you're getting 6.5 points, I don't care who you are. If you can compete with that team, you'll keep it to 6.5 points. So I'm riding with the Spurs here. I don't love this spot for the Mavericks, and I don't love the matchup. So I think that plus 6.5 is, sent from above. I think it's a great number for the Spurs. So that's going to make the ticket for sure. And then last game up here before we get into our 3-player props, Grizzlies, Warriors. Every expert out there saying, hey, take the Grizzlies. They're young, they're spry, they have the motivation. You guys know what we're doing on this channel so far. Until further notice, we are riding with the Warriors. Warriors minus 5.5. The over-under is 233. My sheet does say it's going to go over, but I'm going to have enough stress, laying 5.5 with the Warriors here. So I don't need to touch that total. But this is strictly out of loyalty to the team that has probably been the most profitable to us this season. I'm riding with the Warriors. People said that they couldn't do it last game. They did it, and now people are saying that they can't do it against the Grizzlies. I really, really like them here. I think that they win this game by 6 or more for sure. Moving on to the player props. So I guess I lied when I said I had no juice in the Knicks Bulls game. We do have a player prop in here. I'm going to go with Nikola Vucevic. Rebounds over 12.5. I think that the Knicks give up. I think they're in the bottom third, I should say, of giving up rebounds, and Vucevic is out there. When he's playing, his rebound percentage is like 30%. Like, he is grabbing boards this year. So I'm gonna ride with that. I think that that number's a little low because the Knicks, they got Julius Randle, they have Mitchell Robinson, they have guys that seem like they could clog the paint and make rebounds difficult. But I really like this spot for Vucevic. I think that, that number's really low just based on the fact that I think that he's had a couple low rebound games this season. But in a game that I feel like if the Bulls do want to win this, they're going to have to be physical. They're going to have to win it in the trenches. I think that he's going to step up. So he's already hit that number twice. He did it against Detroit, and then he did it against Detroit when they played him the second time around. So I do see him being able to, grab 13 boards. I think that's going to be a high rebound game for him, and I think we have that low number and high odds because he's had a couple inconsistent games on the board. So Vucevic over 12.5 rebounds, and next we're moving on to John Collins over 14.5 points. This one I just see from the perspective of I don't know who on the Wizards is the perfect matchup for John Collins, and I'll say John Collins didn't look as great as he could have looked last night, so maybe he's someone that has some left in the tank. But 3 out of 4 games, John Collins has hit this number. So I'm definitely riding with John Collins over in points. All he needs to do is drop in 15 points, and we're cashing. I think we're riding with that. And then the last one. This one's a tough one. This one is for sure a tough one, and one that a lot of people would probably disagree with. But surprise, surprise, I'm going with Ja Morant under 26.5 points tonight. I know it's a little crazy because he's dropped in 37, 28, 40, and then he finally had sort of a poor scoring game, I guess, against Portland, which is one of our big picks last night. I'm glad that hit. So he only had 17. I don't see him in a bounce back spot here. I think if anything, Golden State plays better defense on the perimeter there, and he's under 26.5 again. Like, I'm not saying he's not going to score points. He could score 25 points, which is a decent number, and we still cash. So Ja Morant, I'm locking in under 26.5 points, and that's going to do it for our picks tonight, guys. Hopefully we can get back to that 60% win rate that we were rocking just a few days ago. We've had a couple days, let them slide, but we're having a blast doing this. These are my picks. I'm not going to go 100%. I'm doing this for entertainment purposes. I like having, juice on games, and I want to know who's riding or, who's not riding with me, that type of thing. So let me know your picks in the comments down below. I've never claimed to be an expert, never will be an expert, but I've had consecutive seasons successfully gambling the NBA. So figured we'd make some content out of it. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one. Let's go make some bread tonight. Let's go. Peace out.